Hello guys, welcome to Slowest Network, and today we're going to be talking about Making of a Murderer, Season 1, Episode 1. And this is a documentary series on Netflix, and I was just interested to see what it was about. I heard some people talking about it online. I was like, alright. Now, the title's kind of throwing me off because it's not what I was expecting. Making of a Murderer. Now, either the documentary is going to take a turn, or it's just like they're talking about how someone can not be a murderer but be made into one. I don't know, but we're talking about this man Steven Avery, who, you know, he's getting out of prison after being in prison for 18 years, and DNA I guess exonerated him from the crime, and now he's free. But you know, the title and stuff is making me think like, well, is he gonna end up murdering somebody again? Or not again, but is he gonna end up actually murdering somebody this time, or what? And then I was like, okay, so is this a documentary about him getting free and, you know, how he ended up in jail? And I'm like, oh. So we start out with them getting ready to, I guess, sue the state for a wrongful conviction, But we start going down his Steven Avery's history. And I guess it's a troubled past, whatever. And apparently his cousin accused him of, you know, indecent exposure. He wasn't shooting, but the gun was out, if you get my drift. And they're trying, I don't know, the tone of it, I guess the people that they're talking to right now, the tone of it is basically she had it out for him. She didn't like him. They're cousins, but she didn't like him, and I don't know why she was over there. And I don't know. We'll continue. And now they talk about the Averys being troublemakers, but they don't really go into depth of what the trouble is. Besides Steven's trouble, we don't really find out what the other troubles are. And the big trouble saying that the Averys are troublemakers is that the person who's accusing somebody of trouble at this moment in the documentary is a family member. You know, it's not like some outsider. That the Averys are outsiders in general from the town. You know, they don't do farming like the rest of the town. They're junkyard owners. But we have to go into Steven's history, and he has like 2 burglaries under his belt. He burned a cat to death. Now he says he just threw the cat over. They were playing around. He threw the cat over the fire. Anybody that knows murderers know, you know, killing the animal. It could have just been an accident. You know, obviously he's not the smartest person in the world. But then he gets into this conflict with his cousin where he kind of ran her off the road. And, you know, because she was spreading rumors about the indecent exposure thing. And it's just like, well, something's wrong with this guy. Clearly. Maybe he's not a murderer, or, well, he did murder the animal. But maybe he's not a murderer and, you know, homicidal murderer, I should say. But clearly there's something wrong. And so he says, I don't want to be a criminal. And I'm just there like, I don't know what to make of Steven. Okay, I don't know what to make. It's just like, there's a few things about this documentary, and I'm taking this documentary in 2 parts per episode. So mind you, just keep in mind that this is my review or recap of the first half of the first episode. I don't understand why he's on the phone. And another thing about the documentary is all the video looks old. So all the video looks old. I don't know if it's new stuff or old stuff, but I mean, some of it looks like old footage restored, even though it looks like even though it seems like it's people in modern day, it still looks like old footage restored. So it's kind of weird. And I just don't understand why Steven's not on video. It's like, is he in jail? Did he actually kill someone? Not that he have to be in jail for killing someone. Obviously, he can find his way to prison. So, but it's just, well, maybe all of this, him getting, basically the state malicious prosecution against him, turned him into a killer. You know. But let's talk about that. So apparently the police did, I would say they played on confirmation bias. And when this woman, what was her name? Bernstein, when she was attacked, they kind of did some weird stuff with the sketches because she couldn't really see at the time. And, you know, they made her sign they had her sign a statement which she couldn't see at the time because her eyes were really swollen after the incident. So there is some sketchy police work here. And it seemed like the police ignored someone named Gregory Allen, who actually had a history of violent sexual offenses towards women. Unlike Steven, who he had some criminal past, but not necessarily violent criminal past towards women. And it just seemed like the police had it out for him. But I just want to know, okay, the 2 burglaries, I get it, you know, and I get it's a small town and stuff, but it just doesn't seem like enough for everyone to be like, oh, well, of course he raped somebody. It doesn't seem like enough. There has to be something deeper going on in this town, or at least with this family. Other people have, I mean, I guess it could just be uppity people looking down on poorer people, you know, or the uneducated people. I guess that could be it too. So the city police told the county police, listen, check out this Gregory guy, and they're like, no, you're wrong. And then here's the thing where I'm just like, okay, yeah, the police had it out for him because the family alibied him. And I understand family alibis are like, take it with a grain of salt, but it's just like, I mean, you ask for an alibi, most likely you're going to get an alibi from friends and family. Most of the time, unless it's city folk, but like country folk and people in the suburbs, of course, it's going to be family and friends, most likely. But Bernstein, she positively IDs him, but she's shown a picture of him, of the sketch, which is a sketch based on, well, not according to the guy who did the sketch, but the sketch looks exactly like one of his mugshots, Steven's mugshot. So it's just like, well, what is this mugshot? And then he's saying, oh, it's not based over that. So basically, they did a sketch of the mugshot, showed the lady the sketch, and then did a lineup with the mugshot from the sketch that he, originally did it from. And it's just like, well, geez. And that's why I'm like, paint the picture for her, did they write her a statement too? Which apparently they might have. But in court, later after she's healed up and stuff, she still says it was him. And then Steven got sentenced to 32 years for sexual assault, false imprisonment, and attempted murder. I don't know. And that's where we are right now. That's where I am right now. And I don't know about this family. I mean, you see interviews with the family members and stuff. They don't seem like bad people. Definitely not to go around pinning murders on them or just to assume that they did it. So I wonder what's going on. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. We'll be back with part 2 of episode 1 shortly. Thanks again for listening. Slow us out.